My name's Andy Bignell and I work as a sales executive for Context Information Security. Okay, so I've been in the industry for about a year now. For that whole time I've worked for Context. I had quite a broad-based degree and masters, which I studied at the University of Sheffield. Don't particularly have a technical background, but cyber security and this industry has always sort of been on my periphery in terms of my personal interest. And so when I sort of graduated, looking at different industries, and I thought getting a balance of future earning potential was something that I did enjoy, and I think that I can safely say this is the most interesting side of IT, so I think it was an easy transition for me. Typical day, well, that's a great thing about it. It's very varied. I can either be, if I get into the office, I'll be straight on the phones answering to client requirements, or talking to our consultants, seeing what the latest news is in the industry, like new things that have come up, researching myself, sort of delivering projects for different scales of clients. But if not, I'm also out on the road, sort of going to various organisations and talking to their information security managers, IT managers, and really sort of raising awareness about who Context are, and then also trying to speak to them about areas we might be able to help with, sort of penetration testing. I'd say best bits of the job, you get to meet so many different personalities. I'm dealing with such clever guys, and that's both internally. Context, we've got some of the leading consultants in the world, and being able to sit there and pick their brains, sort of knowledge for free, is a fantastic part of the job. But also meeting different organisations who've got different attitudes to security, and really sort of trying to help them understand where their threats are coming from, which is it's a great part of the job. And I think the worst part, if there was one, I think that maybe the relaying the threats to senior management, I think that can sometimes be quite an obstacle. I think that senior management sometimes don't see information security as such a priority as maybe they should, and I think that part of my role is and Context and what we are able to do is go in and really translate it to the board, and I think that's, well, it's the worst part because it can be quite hard. I think it can be translated into the best part, because when you do really get through to someone, it's quite satisfying to be able to know that you sort of educated and help massive organisations along their way to achieving their security posture that they need to. Oh, there's so many places you can go. I mean, obviously we're here today at Context Research Event Oasis. We hold these twice a year, so you can always pop down here and see some of the stuff that our consultants have been looking at. We obviously also do our own white papers and blogs as well, but I mean there's so much about that. I mean, personally, Twitter's a good place. There's a lot of like the topical thinkers and professionals from all over the world, sort of America and France and the UK as well, who are really looking at some cutting edge stuff. I think that's a good starting point. So if you're interested, then just have a little search on Twitter, and I'm sure you'll be able to easily find some interesting stuff. It's an incredibly exciting industry to be in. It's rapidly changing. There's so much variation in my job that I'm extremely happy to be here. I think that my company's projected growth is exactly where I want to be too. Where we're pushing towards is great, and I think I've got a great career structure here coming up, joining a graduate programme, and now being a year down the line, and the knowledge that I've learned in that year is I don't think I could have got it in any other consultancy, to be honest, and I think that for the time being I can just see myself trying to rise through the ranks at Context. Yeah, I think from a personal perspective, having not come from a technical background prior to joining the industry and joining Context, I'd say don't let that affect your judgment. Don't see it as an obstacle. I think that coming from a non-technical background, I think the position I'm in a year down the line, knowledge that I've learned, the training that I've got from Context just means that anyone can do it really if you've got the enthusiasm and the interest in the industry, and I think that it's pretty much open to anyone to be able to get involved. It's a great industry to be in, so that's the only thing I can say, I think.